CJ will do it. Told us he's awake this time, so any moment now we might have him too. That would be a full cast, and that's quite the vibe.
Dude, I took that diamond bar, but now I'm feeling absolutely swamped.
Well, that's nothing but making a touch, dude. Do it. Like, let's do it. Do it. Hell yeah. I only got the, I don't know. I got it.
40 shorty.
Wow.
Holy shit.
40.
Wow.
Bro, I gotta watch that.
40 shorty.
I gotta watch that as soon as, yeah, hell yeah.
40 shorty, he says. Yo, what
Look
it
at that
do,
beard.
everybody out there? Welcome back to another week with the Joint Effort Podcast. Sorry, we're 15 minutes late. I think this is becoming a bit more regular. I'm not going to change it to a 10:15 start. We're going to figure out the 10 o'clock starts eventually. This week's my fault. But you got the homie CJ, you got the homie North Carolina Hemp. Dad's back again, and Zype is back again. Homies, we got almost the whole squad. Almost the whole squad. But,
Almost.
you know,
Ganja Berry.
we're able to still get this party started, still smoke some gas, still talk through the news. You know how it be. So let's quickly go through this circle, see what everybody here is smoking with. Everybody out in the comments, comment what you're smoking on.
It's impossible.
All right, y'all. I got some white bubblegum gelato from our boy Jay Liddy's. Super stoked to smoke this one up. Can't wait. CJ, what you got?
Man, I'm smoking on a pre-roll right now. Listen, these were the Mendo Purple Gusher pre-rolls from JK. I didn't really like how they were burning at first. Like, they were a little bit boding, some of them. So I unpacked them, and then I mixed in some Dawn's Inferno with the Mendo Purple Gushers and repacked them. And I've been smoking these since last night. I burned down 5 of them last night, bro. Getting cooked.
Wow.
That sounds
And
amazing, man.
I got 2 right here left over. I had 7. Smoking 1 right now. But yeah,
Hell yeah.
I and you can just see they're burning perfect now.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Got some biscotti pancakes from Jay Lee's. Want to smoke this morning. Been looking at these buds, and they look great. So I love this strain, so I know it's gonna be some fire.
It's so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Bobby
Oh
pancakes.
yeah.
It smells funky, so I'm ready. Sorry.
I am currently taking a tea break only because of my current living situation. But yeah. Just hanging out, reading the chat, and I'm still here to support the folks and talk about some interesting news this morning.
Let's go.
They want it.
Look at that. Look at that.
I loved Brownie Scout.
That is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
When
That's
I,
sick.
looking
when I
real
grinded
nice.
it down, it was like frost white.
Yeah, that looks like it snowed on it.
So you were talking about some super booth. Have you this?
Oh yeah.
Those are some
No, this
interesting.
is from a better dispensary,
Okay.
but
Okay.
this is
Yeah, I
some,
gotta
like,
try some of that super booth.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it is.
Bro. It looks so good. It's fire.
It looks amazing.
It looks every bit of like it looks and smells great as well. Yeah, it smokes phenomenal. Like it's this is their budget strain apparently, and
Wow.
it's great. Yeah, that's their budget strain. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm
definitely.
about to check them out, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. The first two strains I got from them were great, and then they always send you that nice box and everything. So like presentation to the bud, they definitely know what they're doing over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
They're more focused.
Oh, definitely, Jerry.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. It's like
wild.
that Subaru. I think it's like 34% or like 33%.
That's crazy.
Hmm. Okay.
Let us know in the chat, you guys, both in Discord and YouTube, what y'all are going to be smoking on with us. I'm curious to see what you guys
Sure.
are blazing on.
Yeah, Kiwi said, "Sup guys, I'm stone cold sober. Someone is talking, I can't hear on stream. I can only hear everyone on video here."
Wonder if it was playing with me. It says I have a voice meter for myself, so it shouldn't be me. But that's the only thing that would make sense. You guys are all on one input, and I'm on a different one. Let's click 2
Weird.
buttons. Streamlabs. Guys, we declared war on Streamlabs this morning, just so everybody in the
Might
audience
go to their
knows.
headquarters.
We're pulling up to the
Interesting.
headquarters, and we're going to give them as many pounds of weed as necessary for them to change a couple aspects of their software.
Yeah, I think that's a
bring
fair
two.
trade.
I'll donate
Yeah,
too.
right.
I'm
I
bringing.
seen some interesting shit earlier.
I'll donate 2 zips.
See, we're getting
Yeah, right.
somewhere.
All right, you almost smacked this bowl.
Man, I
Cheers, you guys.
I'm with
seen
you,
a
bro.
Cheers,
post.
everyone.
It said
Got
they're
it.
thinking about rescheduling cannabis. It said it. We
Yeah,
all
exactly.
want a
Yeah, that's when
rescheduling,
it
man.
shows up in like
250
the doctor's office.
patients.
But can I?
We're talking
I'll take this
Schedule
rip and then I'll
3.
talk.
The nice thing is, though, they are not including hemp in that. It's not. They're not calling it cannabis. They just want to reschedule marijuana, which is anything over the 0.3 delta 9. They're not touching hemp or THCA.
But
At least with what the HHS released, which is cool.
the DEA has been super against the rescheduling to this point, though, right? So isn't it interesting that two government bodies taking two different stances?
So, well, they haven't done any of the research on it because it was up to the HHS to do it first, and the HHS had refused up until last year. So the DEA looked at it as we don't have to do our job till they do theirs, and the HHS finally decided to do their job. So they have formally recommended the DEA reschedule it, and they released their huge document like 2-3 months ago, but it was so redacted there was nothing really worth reading. But they just released it in full. It's 252 pages, and they talk about rescheduling just anything over 0.3 delta 9 that they classify as marijuana. Anything that falls under the 2018 hemp or the 2018 farm bill would not be touched. So now the DEA has this. They get the final say. I don't know how long they have like to make a say, but I know there is some finite time window, and then they have to either they can choose to look at this and say we're going to totally ignore the HHS recommendation and keep it scheduled 1, or they can say nah, we need to make it schedule 3. We're going to listen to the Health and Human Services and reschedule it. But
So,
Yeah.
at least it doesn't mess with hemp. It totally the THCA loophole is protected through the end of next year with the Farm Bill extension. So thank the Lord for that.
That's cool.
what makes something
like-
change from being like a supplement in your life, being like a nutritional value, to being a medicinal value? Because like that's what I've
You
never
mean like the legal definition?
Yeah, because like for example, there's like ashwagandha, bacopa, manieri, all ginseng, all of these herbs that literally
Sure,
do
sure.
a lot to your body. They make you different for the entire day that you take them. What makes it so that marijuana becomes a Schedule 1 drug, like word drug, where it's a medicine? Meanwhile, a
Yeah.
ginseng, ashwagandha, all these things that literally will change hormone levels of your body that are herbs
Bro,
are.
they're trying to schedule this shit before Xanax.
A lot of them are like mind altering. It's like that. I know that's whenever it changes some things versus like effects versus things like that. It's definitely
And it
different
looks
than
like
that.
the main difference in the legal distinction is dietary supplements are not meant to cure or treat a specific disease, whereas medicines or something by prescription is a chemical, says chemical bond specifically designed to treat or cure a disease,
So
which is
I can see that marijuana, yes, could, quote unquote. It's crazy that it can cure a couple things and that people are going to have
Right,
that debate.
right.
But it's not made to cure anything. It's a plant. It grew out the
Right.
ground and it has a
Right.
million benefits, yes, but it
Right.
wasn't made for any specific one of them.
right. Well, and then you get into the weird kind of gray area of cure, like you said. If my ashwagandha gummies cure my anxiety because I don't have anxiety when I take them,
Yep.
okay, that plant cures my anxiety, but it's not a Schedule 3. Yeah, it's a weird. I get if this was synthetically made in a lab to cure type 2 diabetes. That's not a dietary supplement, it's a medicine. Sure, but this thing that grows in the ground naturally all over the globe, that's a different thing.
Oh, 100%. And I think we can go into the details of it being a Schedule 1, right? And if they schedule it as a Schedule 1, they can control whether or not, like, what's in it, like, how are you getting it, and, like...
They
Go
better
on, Jerry.
schedule
I know you got
ashwagandha.
something you want to...
They better schedule ashwagandha because that reduces my stress. It reduces my anxiety. It takes my blood sugar down. It helps me in the gym with my muscle and strength. It makes me sleep better. My stress is lower. My cortisol levels literally drop when I take ashwagandha, like a literal scientific change that causes all of these things.
Well,
Marijuana, it does a lot of these benefits based on the fact that it's an anti-inflammatory. So, like, they just both have an immediate thing that they're acting on that causes a bunch of benefits depending on the person and how those affect them.
Yep. I in the chat and Discord, I put the HHS, the full document, in case anybody wants it or wants to look at it later. It's even wild. They specify on the page 4. It even says, kind of in the lower middle of the page, it should be noted that some hemp-derived CBD products may contain delta-9 THC or other cannabinoids in amounts sufficient to produce drug effects more associated with marijuana, and may or may not be legally within the definition of marijuana. But it is acknowledged that their widespread use, let me see, discussed in factors 4, 5, and 6 of this scientific and medical evaluation. In implementing the hemp provisions from the 2018 Farm Bill, DEA clarified that the definition of THC does not include any material compound mixture or anything that falls under hemp and set forth in the Farm Bill. So again, they even specify, and they do it like 3 other places in the next page, that this only applies to quote unquote marijuana or anything above 0.3 delta 9. Which is, here's the interesting thing, right? Like, let's say this goes through. Let's say the DEA says, "Yep, we agree 100%. It's going Schedule 3." They've already talked about there's going to be a weird kind of transition period for states that have just dispensaries you can go to. Yeah. Why not have it be? And this, there's probably many reasons to not do this, but why not just make it where there's kind of a federal medical program that mirrors states' medical programs. For example, you go see your primary care provider. You tell them why you believe cannabis would help you medically. They say, yes, here's your prescription. You get a card like you would in Colorado or Oregon. And then there are federally ran dispensaries, which, yes, that's regulation. And yes, that's a slippery slope. Understand. But if they could do it in a way where there's just federally ran dispensaries, you take your card to, and then you buy your Delta 9 marijuana. And then those that don't want that card can go get hemp, that at least would be, in my opinion, the most middle ground way of letting the government regulate it, but it still stays as close to what we know and love, both in medical states and non-medical states.
How are they, like, they're taking this whole, the stance is just mind-blowing, because now that they're making the differentiator between the hemp and the marijuana industry, which is just politics, it's just kind of extremely funny, because how do you make THC medicinal without having all minor cannabinoids and terpenes? Medicinal marijuana, one of the biggest factors is a higher percentage of minor cannabinoids, higher percentage of terpenes. They're actually held to standards to get these things correct on the flower. Recreational flower, of course, the goal is high THC, push the limit, and try to be right at that state limit for recreational. medicinal, like they actually, some good medicinal growers grow for symptoms, like different terpene sets, different minor cannabinoids. You know, if you can balance the CBN for people who want to sleep, or try to keep it as CBG instead of CBD on grows for people who are looking for daytime relief. There's how, but they just want to focus on the Delta 9, the weed part. It's like, again, this is a lack of understanding. Like, the medicinal benefits are currently sitting in the hemp industry. What did we just find out about THCV in recent history? Oh, it's the anti-cannabinoid. It makes it so you never crave sugar, so that you have more energy, you're more motivated with, and you want to just get going at the beginning of the day. Wait 3 years. Why wouldn't that be what they want in the medical industry? That could be in every weight loss drug. That could start to be the replacement for ADHD medicines that are scaring society right now. But
100%.
They want to focus on Delta 9. Don't they understand that it's an activator, in my opinion, for a lot of the other cannabinoids?
Yes, sure.
But it's not where you're getting it's a relaxer. If you taking it to relax at the end of the day, then yes, it can be part of your medicinal routine. But it's not
right.
It doesn't.
Well, and it's just wild to have policy like this. Like you said, this is completely based in misinformation and a lack of understanding of this plant. We know there is no differentiation between hemp and marijuana. We know the roots of the word marijuana, right? We've talked about it on previous episodes. And it's like, here, we were talking about this right before we went live. It's, what's so interesting is I'm 50-50 on this, because part of me wants this just to go forward as is, even though it's not necessarily factually accurate, right? Because at least it protects, as of right now, the hemp market and gives marijuana some sort of footing in federal ground. However, there's the other side of me that's like, okay, but if we really want full cannabis legalization, then we have to first admit at a government level that hemp and marijuana are one and the same, and it's cannabis. But the second we do that, that could go one of two ways. Exactly. Right. One, requires the government to be scientifically minded and admit that. But let's assume they do that. It's still a slippery slope, because just because they admit that doesn't mean they're going to say, okay, well, because hemp and marijuana are one and the same, we're going to treat it all like hemp. No, they could say, well, because hemp and marijuana are all the same, we're going to treat it all like marijuana. So now hemp is Schedule 3. You have to go to a doctor to get anything. And so it's like, I ultimately want that admission, but I don't know what is going to come from that admission. So it's like, maybe just stay naive. Yeah, maybe just stay naive, because at least this protects hemp. as shitty as that is.
Throw a bone, you know? Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, it's like it's the lesser of two evils, you know? It's like, at least it's you're stepping in the right direction with the wrong understanding, but at least it's still a step in the right direction.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Yeah, I mean,
but it's just going to be interesting, because like, if they don't do the dispensary like model and they go with you have to go to your doctor and like, you know, you go to Walgreens or CVS and it's a pill or something like that, I wonder what they're going to do with states that have dispensaries. Are they going to tell them that by a certain time they have to cease and desist? That, talk about shooting the economy in the foot, killing jobs, right?
Not only that,
or is it just
the funding for schooling?
Though, now at this point,
Totally.
In Texas, Tennessee, North Carolina, you tell them to stop their hemp industry right now. It's the same impact that it is canceling a dispensary in Connecticut. There's that many jobs. There's that many people employed. That many tax dollars per se that they're going to have to re-justify. You know, one of the queries is like, I can think about, there's been 2 doctors' offices I've walked into recently. And on the shelf, by government law, these are hemp products on their shelves. They don't have any cannabis products on these doctors' shelves. Mind you, it would be illegal for them to. But the point of the matter being, this doctor was selling relaxation gummies and drinks because one of the things he would talk to was former addicts, like alcoholics and people who had other relaxation techniques when they would get home at night. So in his professional opinion, you using hemp is better, because he can't tell you using cannabis is better. So he found hemp products that work, being 5 milligrams of THC and 14 milligrams of CBD is enough for a seltzer to make a person relax like a cup of wine would. Of course, the effects start to very much differentiate on drink 2, 3, and 4, but um, it there's obviously medicinal benefit to it because
Oh yeah.
they're giving it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and if they, what's going to be interesting is if they don't tell the dispensaries to cease and desist, and they also don't just kind of follow the dispensary model in every state at a federal level, then it's just going to trade one massive division for another. Right now, you have states where it's totally illegal. Then you have states where you have a medical card. You have states like Texas where the hemp market is thriving. If you don't, then you're just going to say, okay, so wait, now I can go to Colorado and be a medicinal patient, or I can be in this state and I have to go to CVS and take a pill. It's just trading one formality for another. You know what I mean? Ooh, look at those nugs, y'all.
Look at those nugs, man. Those are so
That's
nice. Oh my god.
gorgeous.
Those are
Let's
some
go.
fucking nugs, man.
Delicious.
Delicious.
That looks like some nice. hemp
You know,
there.
it'll be interesting to see what they do with the dispensaries that are currently, and then like states where it's recreational. It's like at that point, what are you doing there? You can't go back on that. So
Yeah.
on this soil, it's totally recreational, but on this soil, I need a prescription and I take a pill. It's
Yeah,
still
it could
it's
be
like,
like one state over.
Yeah.
that's why I think the best middle ground is if they're gonna go this way, just fine, make marijuana then something you need a prescription for, and more of the over-counter type vibe as hemp, and that's accessible to the general public.
But then that also pushes the act of, well, the enforcement of it, right? The enforcement of it is going to be a bit more strict. So if you see somebody out in public smoking, they might need to be checked for a medical card, right?
That's when I go.
Right.
buy
That's
some
what I
weed,
look
man.
at. I'm
Well,
a little
I
bit
mean,
nervous
in
on
most
that.
legal states, the current format, not that this is following at all current legal state formats, is you still can't go smoke out in public once it's legal. Like it's you smoke on private property or property that has permits to allow smoking.
Right.
And then most of the states never issue any permits to allow smoking anywhere because they really just want you to smoke it at your house.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, I don't mind. I'm always home.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the least of my
I mean,
concerns.
like when I think about it, like unless we're gonna start letting people smoke their cigarettes everywhere, I'm not gonna go argue that I should be able to smoke my weed
Agreed.
somewhere. Like
Exactly.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, outside is all right, but in like indoors and stuff like that, dude, like in movie theaters and in places that are supposed to be very professional.
yo, could you
I would say-
imagine a movie theater that lets you smoke weed?
That'd be
A
so
movie
so
theater
lit.
that lets you like place orders for blunts and joints to come out to.
That has to be a thing in the future.
Marijuana in movies.
Not
You have
open
like
one
a dab
myself.
booth.
a little.
Not open
Oh
one
my
myself
God,
and make
let's
that
go.
choice. Can you make that choice as a theater owner?
You just probably have to get the
Or does
smoking
it have to
permit.
be within the law?
Yeah, or you'd have to try to somehow classify it as like a residential property that's private property and not a business, and then just
Yeah.
host
Whoa.
private events
Pull
at
up and
the
watch movies and smoke all the weed you want.
I'll be the
Everyone-
first to do it, man. I'll be the first to do it.
Dude,
I don't know,
that's
I
like
like-
some lit shit though.
What stoner doesn't blaze down a whole blunt or two before they walk into it, right? Like the movie
Yeah.
theater is
No kidding.
not like
Arcades you
hypothetically.
can
This is
smoke at.
hypothetically. I might hypothetically be at the movie theater with the bong in the car, even right, because you got to be right before you walk into the movie. This is how we
Yeah.
can save a dying industry right now. We just got to give it something new. Imagine if the popcorn's butter was infused.
Infused
Like we can,
and
we
the
can keep
drinks are
building on
infused.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, that would just.
Instead of a dab bar, a
Huge
dab
dab
movie
would get
theater.
And you have a bunch of glass that they can pick from what they want to dab out of.
Yeah,
I want to take a dab out of this.
I can
Oh.
see it now.
You could have, like,
I can see it now.
more exotic
see it.
glass that you can choose from, but it would be a little bit priced higher because the value of the glass. If you break that, man,
Oh yeah.
The
But
attendance
but you
Oh,
have
my
to have like
job
some
is
sort of
getting all
insurance
the
plan.
slumped people in their chairs out of the chairs and out of the movie theater after after it's over.
All right, get
He's
up.
walking around with a poking stick so he doesn't get. Wake
Get
up.
up.
Wake up.
Get out of here. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wake
Yeah.
him up.
He would just pass out there.
I would love to do that. They would have like an old school like jazz lounge where you could smoke and you get,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
a cocktail and a piece of glass and just sit back and spark up.
It was like that back in the day, and then things
No.
things.
Where did
took
we
a
go so
turn, man.
wrong? You know?
You know where we went wrong? We went wrong at the Reefer Madness movement.
I was gonna say
man.
reefer fucking madness, man. That's where we went wrong. Propaganda.
Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
Richard Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't just completely.
They saw
let's
medical
blame
benefits
him.
in it.
Well,
Well, they saw
He
not medical
saw-
benefits, but they saw the benefits in it.
yeah. Well, he saw there was a struggling community who kept positive, was surviving, and this plant was part of what was helping them get through the day to day.
Yeah. And
And there were quotes that literally said, "Those people smoke while an American drinks a beer," like fucked up quotes like that. And so they found a easy way to attack a specific
Yeah.
group of people in the cities. It's disgusting what some
really is.
legislation was rooted in.
and we just allowed that to happen like nothing. Like no one's business. Like we and now we're trying to pick up the slack for past generations, you know.
Yes. Yep. That's the
Here
truth.
we are.
But you think about if we keep on the same trajectory, the generation after us, 2 or 3 generations, I mean, they may live the existence of going and buying gas at a gas station. You know what I mean?
Gas
they
at
might
the gas
actually,
station.
like they may actually live in that world, you know, which would
Yeah.
be crazy. You know, it's just, I mean, it still even blows my mind just buying from JK in the mail. I'm like, the hell? What?
Yeah, that shit's
You
Like-
get this gas to your
Just blow
door.
it.
man?
Yeah, I'm like, this is. I used to have to go somewhere I've never been and talk to someone I don't know in a place I don't want to be to get something half this good.
Bro,
But
sometimes
it's
always
I'd have
nice.
to play
Yeah.
like 2 rounds of NBA 2K just to walk out with my O.
Oh, can we talk about that when the plug has you want to play? You're like, bro, I just want to leave with my weed. Can we not? Like,
Dude was not good at 2K. He was
He's-
no good at the
Oh,
game. It
wow.
was painful to play against
Oh.
him, bro. I would beat him by like 60 the first few times, so I just
Damn.
didn't even try after that. I just kind of like let him stay within winning distance, and I would always
Jerry,
trade
you're
a
not
game
like
winner
that
on him
in
type
2K,
shit.
bro.
CJ,
Yeah,
you
it's
don't want to be
hilarious.
dropped off, bro. I have some semi-pro seasons under my belt. It just ain't the same. I have finger pain that will never let me forget about 2K. Like my hands are damaged from that game.
Wow.
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 Beast, bro.
I spent a lot
That's
of
crazy.
time.
Oh,
That's something else, really.
that's
I haven't
wild.
played 2K in so long that I miss that shit. But it gets by, man.
Yeah, CJ, the last time I
Gotta get
remember
back on
you had
that
a little
shit.
2K phase, it got a little scary, bro. Your mouth started foaming when you were off the game for 2 hours. You know?
No.
I will get stuck on that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen a game so addictive. I'm really not sure what it is. I mean, Fortnite does it to some of these kids nowadays, but like
Honestly,
2K,
2K
was
now, it's honestly like playing basketball in real life. Like, you're like training to play real life. That's how much you gotta play that fucking game. Like, to get
That's
good.
crazy.
It's like you're literally training in real life, practicing. Like, you can't do shit.
You can't do anything you can do in real life. You're just like, I would have made that shot in real life for my guy. So you got to keep grinding until your guy in the game can actually make that, and then you realize that this guy can be so much better than you ever were. So you start investing in him. And
Yo,
That's
how
all
crazy would it be if
into,
your
though.
video game character was like a voodoo doll for you? And however good your video game character got it is
Yo.
a direct relation to how you were in real life.
So I always
Crazy.
thought about like you know how there's like VC that you can just spend on like your attributes in the game, like you can like pay to win. Oh, when do we get that in real life type stuff? Like
Pay to win in real life.
Neuralink,
you know?
Neuralink. That's when we get it.
I mean, that's scary.
I
though.
would love to have been a better
Neuralink.
3-point shooter.
It's what it is.
Like imagine if I could have
Yeah,
bumped
yes.
my like 78 up
Yeah.
to an 82
Mhm.
or something in
Yep.
real life and made
Yep.
those couple more
Yeah.
threes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'll be Neuralink 3.0. You'll open up
No.
your settings and say,
Bro,
okay, I want to be happier. I want to have a better vertical jump. I want to run faster. I want to know Spanish. I want
I need a mid-range.
That's coming.
I've
Like
unlocked that
Kobe
99
Bryant,
three-point.
bro. I need a mid-range like Kobe Bryant. If I'm putting a Neuralink in, that's 100%.
But then,
the
how
reason.
good is Kobe Bryant's mid range if everybody has it? What makes it great is that not everyone has it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
True.
It's no longer special.
True.
If everyone has everything, nothing is
Oh.
special.
But
Nothing.
then again, you're turning a humanoid into something that's half human and something that's ran off a computer. You don't know exactly what they can do with that
Would
system.
Like, there's no
marijuana be
point-
fun with a
throw an
Neuralink?
update.
Would a Neuralink still allow for marijuana to be fun? I have a theory that Elon Musk takes a lot of drugs, so like I think that he would still allow for
Yeah.
drugs to
Like
be
that.
fun. To be honest, like
Takes
that,
drugs
I would
no
ar-
one's heard
if
of.
it has the potential to give the blind sight and cure quadriplegics, I bet you could download a cannabis program where you could feel like you're smoking gas all the time without ever
Hitting
needing
the
to.
R1 and R2
Imagine.
receptors off of something.
Let me hit my dab button. Oh, I'm good. Whoa, shit. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But it's so true though. Like if everyone has access to it, which it won't, it's going to be people that can afford it. But if everyone within the people that can afford it have access to that and can all speak the same 25, 30 languages and know all of human history and download X, Y, and Z, then there is no speciality. There is no special skill. There is no knowledge as a commodity at that point. Like I don't care that you
Yeah.
spent 18 years in school to get a PhD. I just downloaded your PhD in 4 minutes. It's like,
Oh shit. Now
oh,
That's
like
crazy.
that's dangerous.
That's very dangerous.
But
it
but what's
also-
scariest about that is they're running with the element of, look, we can, allow paralyzed people to walk again and blind people can see, which is amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, that sounds incredible. And on one hand, how could you be against that? But that's what's so dangerous about it, because when they start with that, the second they can do that, they can do the other things. And if human history tells us anything, they're not going to stop just with doing the good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
because they immediately comes to the question of the source of the knowledge, and right now everybody has a duty to provide knowledge to the next generation of people, because that's going to be the next generation of adults in your community who's going to be the next generation to teach those next generations. So everybody passes down knowledge right now. If everybody can download knowledge from a central body, kind of like some people can make an argument about the Common Core if y'all like actually look into
Think
education
about computers,
reform,
Jerry.
right? But like
Yeah.
computers, yeah, it's like, for example, Wikipedia, there's like a centerpiece of information that everybody would know, but then a selected group of people are now allowed to go edit the information to verify, fact check, or whatever type of. And imagine these people have a different opinion than your community. Like different communities have different opinions or have seen different things, so have come to different conclusions on different things. There might not be one correct answer. Science still just means it's you have a theory and you're running experiments to see if that theory is correct. Science never says anything is ever definitive, because most things aren't definitive. So, for there to be a central body now saying things are definitive, and then 80% of the population instantly downloads them as definitive thought is...
Dude, I honestly think
Scary
it's gonna
element.
turn into like cyberpunk at some point, Jerry. Like what I mean by that is there's going to be people with these Neuralinks that aren't aware of the negative, the evil side, but they're aware of the good side, because where there's good, there is also evil. Right? When you assume good, you also assume that there's also evil. And I think the biggest thing, what I'm trying to touch on is, could you imagine if those Neuralinks worked the same as computers? Because you're grabbing all this information from somewhere. All this information is coming from somewhere, and it's being powered by something. With that being said, could you imagine if somebody downloaded a virus of some sort to control everyone, dude? Everyone wearing these things. Anyone could be... That is my biggest concern. I know it might be a power draw, but like, that is
You've
scary.
given
Well, and
access
even
to-
like, even over time, a slow drip, right? It may not be as dramatic as, let's say 300,000 people get Neuralink installed, and let's just instantly, install groupthink. It could be, we're gonna adjust. The population is just a little bit on edge, so we're gonna do a Neuralink update that's calm 2.0, and it just makes
Yeah.
people a little more docile. And then from there, it's we're going to be open to, children's hormone therapy and trans children under the age of 5. Oh, you know what? Let's okay, now all of a sudden this mass amount of people is okay with something that for all of human history we have deemed morally wrong, right? And you
Right.
could pre-program a moral ethic. You're exactly right. And then you watch whoever or the group of people or the entity that is programming that thought to those people, it's still based on human information, some human putting that in there for the masses. That's
100%.
not ever going to end well.
It's already happening in today's society with social media. I mean, it has
Oh,
a
for
big
sure.
influence on people.
This would just be more of a direct, quicker, faster way. You're
Yeah.
exactly right. It's already happening. We're seeing it. It's just that's the next level of groupthink in society. We all have this thing in us, and
And this
it's
thing. No,
you're
no,
exactly
that's
right.
us. Yeah.
yeah, tells us what's right and what's wrong and how to live, and
I mean, it happened in
it
SpongeBob,
records everything we
guys.
do. And
SpongeBob warned us when Plankton put those helmets on everybody.
Yeah.
Then everybody all of a sudden didn't care about the Krabby Patties, and they went all crazy
Yeah.
on Mr. Krabs, bro. Like, this was a warning, bro. They tried to warn you back when we was children. Like, they didn't put that episode out there for nothing. That was our warning about
Yep.
what's going to happen.
Ooh.
well,
Let's check out
and
what
it could.
MC.
Ooh,
Ooh, colorful.
it's good cannabis when it just stops the conversation. It just halts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That just caught my eye. That was very frosty, dude.
Very
Like
nice
you might as well
flower,
dunk
dude.
that in the snow outside and come
Very
back in.
Did you get the orange gelato and Cap Junkie too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Banging nugs right
I
Okay.
haven't tried the orange gelato yet.
Astro Status, the only one I think I tried on video, or was it Cap? Yeah,
But
I think it was Astro Status.
I think I'm on the same page with all of you folks, though. I 100% agree that the whole mind control aspect is very scary, and I think that we definitely need to keep an open eye for corruption in that side of things as well.
No doubt.
Yes.
100%, man. I mean, it's a slippery slope. I think it's going to be similar to like when the internet and really when social media first got big, everyone was distracted by some of the kind of level 1 positives of social media, right? It can connect you with others far away. That's awesome. If you have relatives overseas, you can FaceTime them and they can be with you for the holidays, and that's all sweet, and that's, write that for a Hallmark episode. That's amazing. Awesome. Great. But we didn't think about giving everyone access to a public forum. We didn't think about foreign countries
Yeah.
making pages to sell propaganda to, right? We didn't, maybe some people did, but the masses, we didn't stop to think, wait a minute, should we do this? We just did it. And now we're learning, oh crap, Facebook sells our data. None of us ever pictured our data being a commodity that people could sell until social media got huge.
For
And so
money, man.
I fear the same thing's going to happen with AI, with Neuralink, with tech like this, where we're going to get to the point where it's too little too late to say, oh, should we have done this? And it's like, oh, well, people already have it, and other people have it. Well, if we only let them have it, then we're going to get in this two-class system where we have rich, really, really smart people and stupid, really, really poor people. Or you can give it to everyone, which I could see them doing this too. Oh, if you want Neuralink, we'll give you a government subsidy for Neuralink, and it just comes with our government 2.0 software installed, and that's how the masses get it for free. Because oh, honey, I want that Neuralink. I'm gonna download that and get myself some English and some Spanish. And I, nothing against Southerners. I live in Texas. It's just the accent I picked. But it's like, you look at that. It's like, oh, that's a way that people that just don't know any better are gonna think this is the next cool tech. Pop it in their brain, and now they are Uncle Sam. They're gone.
They are not who
So
they are,
true.
and
That's a fucking comedian, man.
Strawberry Oreos.
okay. What's it smelling
I got
like?
this literally pure strawberry jam. I got this and the cookie dog review dropping later today. Smells like
man.
pure strawberries. It's wild. I mean, like straight strawberries.
I think I had
It's
that
insane.
with the guava. Was it Peach Crescendo? Was that one strain I picked up, and that one smelled like you just took a bite out of like a fresh peach right off the tree, man. Like you opened the can and it just smelled like peach. Like it wasn't terped or anything. It just had that perfect break on it. The consistency
yeah.
was there, and I think that was like one of my favorite smokes of last year.
Well, coming
Oh,
up
for
on
sure,
about
man.
5 minutes before that fancy wheel, some might see in the background starts to spin. Y'all, that's the weekly giveaway getting set up. So just there's not that many entries this week. And I
Yeah.
thought Ganja Bear had some pretty decent prizes. It was the cart.
You want me
right?
to enter? Hold on. What is
I
the
mean-
weekly giveaway?
I'll enter it. Yeah. Same. I'll
It
enter it
said
right now.
free
I forgot.
cart, and he might throw in extra goodies. I don't know what he meant by goodies. but
Most
the
mid
cart-
sack you ever copped, and how much you paid for that bunk.
CJ, what was the most
Ooh.
mid sack you ever copped?
I bought when I was younger. Derek. He copped a fucking. I didn't really buy it, but he copped it. It was a half pea of mids in a grocery store bag, and we sat there and smoked that shit.
Grocery bag.
I gave it to you in a grocery bag. That's wild.
Oh, it's great. I've seen that multiple times. Back in the
Really?
day, I've seen like people like just grocery
All right, I
bags.
entered
full of,
too.
really mid-looking stuff.
Some wild shit.
I've
Yeah.
never gotten
Some,
it
like,
in the
thick
grocery
down.
bag. I feel like I missed
Yes.
out on a core memory.
Yeah. Right. Right.
That was some back in the day stuff. for
Man,
sure.
this strawberry Oreos, it grinds down like pure velvet. You grab it after it's ground up. It's wild. So
Sounds
soft.
like 2016.
Oh. That sounds awful. I'm trying to think
far as I'm
about my
concerned,
worst
26.
weed. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always ended up low key regretting when I've bought shake just about every single time. I'm just like, I really
Right.
had no purpose in doing this. Why did I do it again?
FX not recently. No.
Yeah, luckily haven't done that in solid amount of time. It's funny because I'll do it to
Waxing
like
bars
make edibles or something, and then I'll just end up using flour for the edibles instead because I get sketched out looking at the shake. Like, there's no way this is gonna make enough butter. No.
No way this is gonna be gas.
So
No
I
way. Here's y'all.
Dad said most mid sack I ever snagged was a pound of Reggie's Girl Scout cookies for 80. Okay. I mean,
Reggie
80 and mid kinda
GSC
hurt.
can't get. I will not touch some Reggie cookies.
Neither will I
never
anymore.
touch Reggie cookies, man. Never touch the Reggie.
Do you touch cookies? It better be loud.
Yeah.
Do not disgrace
Wax and
cookies.
parchment paper. I've gotten wax
can
and
be
parchment
mid.
paper before. I share that with you, KB Herbal. I have that core memory of the parchment paper wax. I just don't
I've
have the I
seen
don't
a
have the
company-
grocery store bag pound core memory, and that's what upsets me.
Yeah, I was never a wax man. I'm a flower kid, man.
I said some of the stuff from my plug in 2021 when he dropped it off in my car's gas tank. I wish I could say it was gas in the gas tank, but it was some bunk in the trunk.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Some bunk in the trunk.
Bunk in the trunk.
Man.
Funny.
Fuck, that's terrible.
Dude did you dirty, huh?
Yeah, he did me dirty, man.
He said his plug put some weed in his gas tank. He said he wish he could say it was some gas. It was some bunk in the trunk.
Well, you would put it in your gas
That's
tank?
funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
Pop
best
that
way.
shit
That's
open.
the best place to store it, man. Especially like on the go, like back in the day when you were like, you know what I'm saying, when you were doing some stuff differently, right? I'm not gonna go into details, but back in the day when you were doing some stuff differently, right, Jerry?
Doing some stuff differently.
Yeah, he dropped it off in the trunk, not in the trunk, in the gas tank. He put it in the gas tank. I don't know why I said trunk. I was thinking of bunk in the trunk. It's still funny, but
Oh.
yeah. that's kind of like the little backstory. You just dropped it off in the gas tank, took the cash, and that's kind of the worst mid I had, man. That was literally the worst stuff. It was like gray. It was like crumbling. I was like, dude, what is this?
No.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
You might as well have scraped that off the floor and like put it in
Oh,
a
That
bag.
Probably
carpet,
did.
yes.
It's like the
Oh,
stuff that kept
that's-
falling down. He just sweeped it up and then just put it back into a bag. It's like, all right, sell these bags.
Oh,
Like this. No, I know.
That's
I know what's
disgusting. like the pre-roll joints that you fill with the shake from the floor.
Oh,
Yeah. Just sweep it
Just-
up.
I worked
stem
at a
and all.
dispensary that did that, and that's why I left.
What?
I
I
feel like
couldn't do that.
no-
to my
no joke.
customers, man.
don't care.
So gross.
I wish
I
someone.
was,
I wish
trippy.
I
I was
would
like, why is
see
the
that.
juice pop up again?
Here we go. The wheel.
Oh, the wheel of goodies.
The
Is
wheel of
everybody
goodies.
ready? Is everybody ready?
Is everyone ready? Did everyone enter the contest? Are we good?
You got like 2.2 seconds to
Do-do-do-do.
enter if you didn't. I see no one typing, so we're entering. It's
Here we
spinning.
go.
Here we go.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
There you go, Reggie.
Let's go.
Reg. I don't know how you say that.
Reg Jr.?
J- Reg
Reg
Jr.
Jr.?
Reg Jr. maybe?
Reg Jr.
Reggie
Reg-
Jr. Reg Jr.
Reg
Jr.
Jr.
Reg
Reg.
Jr.
One
of those.
Reginald Jr.
Reg GG.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
My name is Reginald Jr.
Reginald Jr.
I'm Reginald Jr. and I like to smoke cannabis. Fancy a doobie?
I love that, man. I love
Is
that.
he in the? I don't know if he's watching right now. If not, let's get him a little quick
Oh, thank you.
tag. Little quick tag in the.
Damn,
chat
bro,
there.
you gotta make some sound effects and do some voices like that, bro. Cause them
Hell yeah.
motherfuckers crack.
I got you, homie. I've been doing voices like that since I was a kid.
Definitely. Oh, you were in the same boat as me, huh, Deb?
I love doing that shit. Hello. Die.
It's funny.
Wow. Another successful weekly giveaway. Guys, the first
Yeah,
word
yeah.
weekly
You
though.
guys
that
got to
has come
answer. We're
back.
giving shit away every.
Do we want to catch up on
Every week.
some serious news before we go, or I don't know if we caught on to that.
We talked a little bit about the,
overview.
Scheduling.
HHS's
Yeah.
thing, but go for it, Zype. Yeah, what else we got on the docket?
I'm just looking right now. I'm not really, but I mean,
Yeah,
if we're
okay.
gonna wrap it up here, that's totally fine. That's totally all right.
You got
Yeah,
a
I think the
power
biggest
minute.
news was just the HHS has finally released their full documentation, the 252-page document, basically confirming the medicinal value in cannabis, or I should say in marijuana, and that they want to, they've officially recommended rescheduling it to Schedule 3, so it's essentially like Tylenol with codeine in it.
it's
That
above-
was the
it's
biggest
Xanax.
news. Yeah,
Like, what the fuck?
it's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. It's
Yeah.
wild.
I've seen people
Okay.
off Xanax like this. Dude, they're fucking sitting there.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Fucking slumped. Hell no, dude.
Oh, cheers,
Yeah,
Dad.
not
fucking
the same
tweaking.
thing. You're right. You're right.
Thank you for your folks' time today. Thank you for listening, tuning in, and staying blessed as always. Comment in the comment section down below what you folks are smoking on today, and keep an open mind about things, and everything will just be all right.
Absolutely phenomenal week, y'all. Great viewership. Hope you all join the Discord over there on the YouTubes. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, you really got to. It should be in
You
the
have to.
description because, that's
fucking
where this
chopper.
giveaway thing just happened. And, y'all deserve to get some free gas once in a while. So, beyond that, it's also just a cool place. People chilling, smoke session, continuously trying to make this a doper community. So, come in and help us do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
But I'll catch y'all next
Thank you for your
week
time.
at 10. Not 10:15, but 10. We're going to get it
Later.
right next week, guys.